I recently conducted a trade with a YouTube user called Arduinoversusevil, and quite frankly I'm very happy with it. I gave him some old electron tubes from the 1940s and some power meters, military power meters, and some American currency, some kind of rare ones, and a piece of a meteorite. And also I'm going to give him a shout out in my video. And in return, he sent me this package, which is pretty awesome. So let's open it up. I think he said that he worked at like mines and stuff like that, so he gave me some ore samples, which are pretty freaking awesome. He also gave me some, I can't remember if he said nickel wire or tungsten wire, but either way, that's awesome. You can use that for experiments. Some coal. And a lithium mining lamp. I'll have to crack that open and see what's inside. And to finish it all off, some graphite rods. I can use this for an arc furnace, I think. Use them for the electrodes. Sorry guys, I already kind of got ahead of myself and started ripping it apart. But here's the lamp, the mining lamp, and it only runs off of 6 18650 cells. I was surprised that they even use 18650 cells in here. These things are everywhere! And it uses 2 of them in series, and it comes with a nice little microcontroller. I could use that for stuff if I needed, but I think I'll just rebuild this battery pack. Now, we can power this with 7 volts from my power supply, and we should be able to light it up then. That is a puny light. No offense, but I mean, I guess it's kind of bright. I don't know how that would fare in a really dark place though, because like even my homemade flashlight is this bright. Then again, I guess in a mine, you'd have a lot of other lights too, so you wouldn't have to rely just on your light. Because I imagine they would have like overhead lighting where all the cables are and whatnot. And you'd probably have lighting on the machines too. Now that's awesome. Now these 3 cells are shorted out, which is great, because that means I can put these up on the shelf without having to worry. Because see, I collect the colors of these. So I have dark green, light green Panasonic, red, I have like a lighter green somewhere, but I can't find them. And now I have like a bluish green. And I won't feel bad about putting these on the shelf, because I won't feel like, oh, I'm wasting their power, or I should be using them better, because they're broken. Okay, so I remember seeing, I had a couple of 18650 cells floating around here somewhere that were kind of leaky, so I wouldn't care about using them. Never mind that, that's the camera battery. I'm in the process of upgrading my camera to rechargeable. Is that it? No. Ah, here. So just for reference, this is what leaking lithium cells look like. And this acid really burns pretty bad. That, coupled with my stupidity and absent-mindedness, was kind of funny, because this is back whenever I was making my very first battery pack, around like March of last year, and I was cracking open the batteries while I was watching YouTube videos. I was getting probably like 50 or 60 cells in one sitting, and I kept running into these ones, and I kept getting the stuff on my hands, and I was like, whatever, it's just acid. And then after a while, I was typing, and my hands started burning really bad, and I was like, and I wasn't thinking though, it was a reaction. I would just go like that, then I'd go back to typing, and then it would start burning again. I was like, go back to typing, like leaving comments or whatever. After like 10 minutes of it burning, I realized, oh, it's the acid. So yeah, lithium acid isn't all that dangerous, but it's very irritable. It makes you feel like you just put a bunch of cuts in your hand. Until you wash it, that is. So let's test what the voltage is for these cells, see if they're any good. 3.9 volts. Looks pretty awesome to me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hook this up here. You see, on the bottom side right here, these two, all the cells right here will be connected. And up here, only each row will be connected. So really the voltage will be going through it like this. So this will be positive and this will be negative on the rows over here. But the microcontroller can monitor the voltages between each one because it'll also be connected right here. So I'll connect it like so. Now this tab will be easy just to solder right onto there. But this tab I kind of cut it a little too short, so I'm just going to bend that back on itself. And I'll just solder a paper clip across there then. And then I'll add another one on here. And that'll be the battery pack. Now for this project I'm going to use red duct tape because I just recently purchased it and it's a new addition to my colors. So the battery pack's all connected together, and now all we have to do is charge the green cells, or blue, whatever cells they are, and they're at 2.6 volts, which is very under voltage. But I'll turn down the amperage, so it'll only be giving it like 50 milliamps of current, or like 14 milliamps of current, until it reaches 3 volts, and then I'll step up the current. If you charge them with a low amount of current, it will reduce the chances of them shorting out. Now it's at 3 volts, so I'll just turn up the current and let it charge it whatever it wants, up to an amp. So here the battery pack's pretty much mostly charged up, about 70% charge. Let's test it out. Awesome! Let's put it back together now. So first we cram the battery pack into there, if it fits. Hope it does. Looks like it might. Pretty snug, but hey, that's good. Then we connect up the power. So that's taken care of. We take our thermostat, stick it down in there, so in case it gets too hot, you can detect it. Then we just close it up. Then we just tighten up these screws on the bottom. And then I have a really heavy-duty lithium light. Thanks a lot for this Arduinoversusevil. If you want this back, I mean, if you really need it, I could send this back since I fixed it now. You know, if you need it for work. And now on to the actual mineral samples they gave me. That's gold ore with, I believe, a little bit of galena in there also for lead, or maybe that's silver. But I believe that's gold ore inside of granite, I think. Then we have this. This is quartz, and I believe, don't know, it might just be plain quartz, I think. Yeah. And right here we have some high-grade silver ore with some galena in it, also some lead ore. Now that is awesome. And right here is some plain quartz with some gold, I believe, in it, small traces of it, and some copper. You can see as the copper hydroxide there, also known as patina. Then we have some more gold ore right here. And here is cat butt ore. It's weird and fibrous, almost like asbestos. Yeah. It hates it when you blow on it, though. Here's another little piece of gold ore. Looks very beautiful. I love the shininess of it. I was always wondering why people thought gold was so valuable. I mean, sure yellow is an okay color, but I guess it's just I don't see gold very much, so it's like that is pretty awesome. Although I would pay a lot more for osmium, a blue metal, which blue is even cooler for a metal. At least in my opinion. Not counting osmium's really hard, and it's very strong, and it has a high melting point, it's really heavy, and it's an awesome metal. And the thing is, we have all this other little bits and pieces of the rocks that broke off during shipping in here. Like we have this piece that has some gold to it. On the edge there. Looks very beautiful. Bunch of little stuff here. Oh, and I almost forgot the coolest part. This piece of, looks like granite with a vein of quartz running through it, which is just amazing. It goes nice with my core sample collection because I have this core sample. I have probably like 200 of these. I just have a bunch of these small 1-inch ones. And then I have this big one that I got down at St. Joe State Park. Looks like sandstone to me. Here's a close-up of the quartz in the core sample. You can see it kind of has a line in there that goes back pretty far. This is a pretty hit-or-miss thing. It's pretty lucky that the drill hit through this vein. It's pretty neat. So yeah, in case you're not familiar with Arduinoversusevil, be sure to check out his channel because it's pretty awesome. And this, our little trade, me trading him a bunch of electron tubes and 1940s power meters, some collectible currency, and I think a piece of meteorite, that all came about because he just asked me. So if you guys ever see anything in my videos that you'd like to trade or you just want to have, feel free to ask, because I have a lot of junk that I don't really need. I just get it because I hate to see it being thrown away. So always feel free to ask me if you need a part. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm enjoying my new collection of colored 18650 cells. See ya!